Hello, I'm Munir Smith Kisache, your trusted nutritionist, and welcome to the Nourish Expert channel, where we explore how good nutrition starts with mindset. And today we are going to delve into the topic of why it's important to fuel your body with real food, and this is the third principle I use in my practice to help people live a healthy life. If you're keen on supporting my mission, you can buy one of my Nourish Expert shirts, either black or white, at only $20, and this can help support my channel grow as regards buying better equipment and other related things. All you have to do is make your order by sending me a WhatsApp on the number below, and I'll be able to deliver the shirt to you. So first and foremost, I would like us to understand what is real food. Real food is food that is in its natural form, food that comes straight from the earth. I'll give examples: sweet potatoes, groundnuts, cassava, peas, anything that comes in its natural form and it's organic and it's not refined or processed. That's what I consider as real food. If you're to consider corn or maize that is roasted or boiled, that is real food. But if you're to consider corn that is deep fried, that's not real food. If you're to consider what can we talk about? If you're to consider groundnuts that are roasted and served to you on your plate, that is real food. But if you're to consider groundnuts that have been refined and maybe they make paste, and this paste stays on the supermarket shelf for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, that is not real food. So we need to understand that real food is food that we find in its natural state, in its organic state, and food that we've not tampered with through different processes. Before we proceed, if you are finding value in what you're hearing, why not share this episode with someone who could benefit? Words of referrals like yours are what fuel the growth of this channel. If you're eager to support my mission, you can show your appreciation by tapping the thanks button and tipping me according to the value that you feel you've gained from this video. Your appreciation and support means a lot to me. Thank you. Real food is food that is whole and it's in its natural form, or what you would call food that is very close to its original composition or original state. For example, if you were to compare a sausage, chicken sausage, and chicken that is got from cutting a live chicken, that chicken that is got from cutting a live chicken is real food. Then the chicken sausage is not real food. If you are to consider milk that is got straight from the cow's udder, that is real food. But milk that undergoes processing and they put preservatives and it can stay in the fridge or on the supermarket shelf for 1, 2, 3, 4 months, that is not real food. If you are to there are so many examples I can give. If you are to consider any food that goes through a machine and its shelf life is increased and it's allowed to stay for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 months, that is not real food. Real food is food that is very close to its original state and food that is natural, organic, and you really don't have to think a lot about how you can differentiate real food and food that is not real. Anything outside real food, that is really bad for your health, and in this video you will understand why it is important to fuel your body with real food. If you eat food that is not real, it's not good for your health. Okay, you could eat it once in a while, but you need to understand that it's not the thing that you have to keep feeding. Real food is not chapati. Real food is not sunset juice. It's not bread. But real food can be cassava. Real food can be roasted groundnuts. Real food can be a mango. Real food can be nakati or spinach or dodo. Real food can be any natural fruit like a pineapple or watermelon. But real food is not watermelon juice that is sold to you in the supermarket. Real food is not mango juice that is sold to you in the supermarket, that you find on the supermarket shelf. Real food is not sugarcane juice that is sold to you on the supermarket shelf or in the supermarket fridge. So we need to understand that real food is food that is whole, organic, natural, and that is in more of original form. So let us look at why is it important to fuel your body or nourish your body with real food. I'm going to share with you 3 reasons as to why you need to start fueling your body with real food. And if you have been fueling your body with real food, just continue and explore ways of discarding out all the unreal food. Number 1, if you nourish your body with real food, you increase on the intake of nutrients into your body. Why is this so? Real food is abundant with most of the nutrients that we need to thrive for life. When I eat real food, or when you eat real food, you maximize your intake of nutrients. Now, when real food is processed and it undergoes all these processes in the machines with an intake of increasing their shelf life, what happens then is that along the processing chain, many nutrients are lost. For example, if you are to look at processed foods and real foods are foods that are not processed. Processed foods do not have many of the nutrients as compared to whole foods. Actually, that's why most of the people that process foods, they do what they call fortification to add the nutrients that are lacking in this food so that they try to counteract for what was lost. So what happens during the processing of foods? An example, when you refine foods, you are going to make the foods lose out on their fiber. Some of the processing methods that are used, like high heating, they kill some of the nutrients like vitamin C. So along the way, you realize that you're going to lose many of the nutrients. So when you take in foods that are highly processed, you're going to take in foods that are not so rich in nutrients. Well, scientists try to enrich these foods with nutrients by fortifying them, but the best option is to do more of the natural foods. God created these things naturally and organic for us, but we human beings try to tamper with these things. So let's try to eat more of the natural, whole, and organic food rather than buying chicken from a supermarket that has been frozen for months or weeks. Why don't you go and buy a live chicken and cut it yourself and eat it, rather than buying beef from the supermarket that has been frozen for 2 weeks? You can't even know how long it has been frozen. Why don't you go to the butcher and buy fresh beef? At least there you can at least use your senses to know that this beef looks fresh, this beef does not look fresh, and you either buy it or don't buy it depending on your judgment at the butcher. The second point is, when we take in food that is real, we help our digestive systems work better. Like I mentioned earlier, that real food in most cases has a lot of fiber in it. However, when it's being processed, it loses a lot of fiber. I'll give you an example. An example is wheat. When you get wheat in its whole form, it has a lot of fiber. But when it is refined, this fiber is removed. Example is posho. When posho is refined at the maize mill, it loses most of its fiber because they remove the outer covering of the maize. So when maize is refined to make posho at the mill, the outer covering of the maize seed is removed, what you would call the bran, and this gives the maize the color white. This covering has a lot of fiber in it, so when it's removed, you just know that anyone that's going to take posho is taking something that has little fiber, so as compared to someone who will take the whole grain maize. So processing has a way it reduces the fiber in the food. So if someone is to consider taking real food and taking processed food, you may want to really take the real food because you don't want to miss out on the fiber. And we know that fiber aids in digestion, and we're living in an era where people are having so many digestive problems. So the more you eat natural food, the more you're going to eliminate the issues of digestive problems. The more you're going to have your digestive system in order and working very, very, very well. Then point number 3, if you are to eat whole foods or organic foods or foods that are more in their original form, you're going to contribute to the sustainability of this planet. We all know that one of the biggest challenges we are facing as human beings on the planet is climate change, or what you would call global warming. And processing has a way it contributes to climate change or global warming, because a lot of energy, a lot of effort has to be put into processing this food. And if we try to eat more of the natural foods, we wouldn't have to spend most of the effort that is put in processing food. So I urge everyone, if you really want to be healthy and also promote a sustainable of living on this planet, eat more of the whole fruits. If you eat more of the whole fruits, you're supporting the farmers also, because now you'll be buying directly from the farmers and more money will be going to the farmers. Because what we know is that people that process buy foods in bulk from the farmers and they don't pay them well. But if you're buying your food directly from the farmers, there are chances that you'll be paying them more money than the money that is paid to them by the processors. So let's try our best to eat real food. If you eat real food, you'll reap a lot from the benefits. You'll live longer, you'll have a good quality skin, you'll have better digestion, you'll sleep well, you'll lose weight, you'll think better, you'll have so many health benefits. Your life will really be improved by just doing this change. Try to eat more of the real food and less of the unreal food. Explore the different examples of real food such that you know what real food is and what unreal food is. If this fits with your experience, why not let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for listening. Until next time.